Hi children, so today's maths lesson is looking at hours and days. So we're continuing with time and moving from reading the time from 2:30 to o'clock, 2:15, 2:45 and our 5-minute intervals to looking at hours and days. Now the best way for me to show you this I thought was to draw two clocks. We need to imagine that they are together, so one clock on top of the other, because everything happens in one clock. But to show you for the purpose of today's lesson, I've drawn two. Now we know that there's a minute hand, and we know that there's an hour hand. Now, we have 24 hours in a day, and that all happens on that one clock. A lot of the time happens during the day, and a lot of the time happens during the night. So I want to show you how we turn from day to night. So our new day starts at midnight, and the time becomes 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it moves throughout the day to the afternoon, to the evening, to the night time, comes back to midnight, and we start our new day again. So throughout the day, let's just move our hand. Our day starts at midnight, and for most of us, midnight is when we're asleep in bed. So let's just draw our midnight, both hands pointing to the 12. Midnight is 12 o'clock. We can write that in different ways. AM is the morning time and PM is the afternoon. So we've got 12 AM, 12 o'clock and 12 o'clock on our digital watches, which is what a lot of you read on your Fitbits. So we start our day at 12 AM, 12 o'clock, and usually that's night time. Then we move around as our minutes move. We move around our hours. So 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we move round 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, probably about the time you get up for school, 8 o'clock in the morning. So then we move over. That's where our clocks cross over. We've moved about here is when you would wake up, maybe 6 o'clock, when you would wake up to start your day, and the clock carries on. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock is phonics, 10 o'clock we'll be doing maths, 11 o'clock we'll be doing writing, 12 in the afternoon we'll be going for lunchtime, 1 o'clock start the learning again, and we go round 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, finishing school, 4 o'clock getting home and having a nice play, 5 o'clock maybe having your dinner, 6 o'clock bath and shower time, and then again that's when we move to our nighttime clock, and it keeps moving. Now we've got many hours. We go round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This happens twice. Our clocks move around the clock twice. So we've got 12 hours here, 12 hours here. Together, 12 plus 12 equals We'll add our 10s. 10 plus 10 is 20. We'll add our 1s. 2 plus 2 is 4. Let's add that together. 24 hours in a day. Now think about when you go to bed. I'm going to say you go to bed at, let's get rid of this. You go to bed at 7 o'clock. In the evening. So we're going into our nighttime clock. Let's just get rid of this as well. So you go to bed 7 o'clock. So a minute hand and our hour hand. So that's your night time. You wake up at 6 o'clock. How many hours have you been asleep for? Let's see. So you go to bed at 7 o'clock. There's our moon. And you wake up at 6 o'clock. So we're going to count our hours. 7. Then we go to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've been asleep all that time. Now notice I didn't say 12, 13. I started at 1 because this was midnight. You went to bed at 7 o'clock in the evening. You slept. Midnight starts your new day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many hours have you been to sleep? You went to bed at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. So you can see the hour hand moves, and obviously as the hour hand's moving, the minute hand is going around the whole time. But these are the hours that you've been to sleep, because you went to bed at 7 o'clock and you woke up at 6 o'clock. So you've been to sleep nearly a whole turn of the clock, but not quite, because you got up an hour before 7. You got up at 6 o'clock. So you've been to sleep for 11 hours. Then you wake up at 7 and your day starts. You go to school at 9 o'clock. You woke up at 6 o'clock and your daytime has started. If you woke up at 6 o'clock and you started school at 9 o'clock, how many hours did you have from waking up to going to school? 1, 2, 3. 3 hours you were at home. So how long are you at school for? Let's go back to our day clock. You start school at 9 o'clock. You're there at 10. You're there at 11. You're there at 12 o'clock in the afternoon for lunch. You're there at 1 o'clock. You're there at 2 o'clock. And you're there at 3 o'clock. So how many hours are you at school for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hours. And then we know that we actually finish school at 3:15, so our minute hand would be here. So 6 hours and 15 minutes. You've counted your hours. So hopefully that helps you think about the hours and the hours throughout the day. And always remember, there are 24 hours. As the clock makes 2 full turns in one day, and the new day starts at midnight. Finishes and begins our next 2 rotations. Have a go at your activity, and hopefully this was helped. Well done.